So nice and tall through the spine. Take in the sounds around you. And try to allow each to drift into your background so that you can be really present and full for this practice. That even as things happen perhaps around you, you're still just full, moving one pose to the next, one breath to the next. And that is how we'll play in the field of possibilities today. Just keep bringing the awareness back to this moment, this pose. Nod your chin down to the chest here to begin. Rock the right ear over towards the right shoulder. Pause for a moment. Walk the opposite hand out to the side for a little more stretch. And then take the right hand on top of the left ear. Give it that tug out to the side for a little more stretch. Walk the hands back in, chin to chest. Left ear to left shoulder. And I want you to take the whole practice like this. It's like first progression, pause, take it in. Second progression, walk the hand out, pause, take it in. Third progression, left hand to the right ear, little tug, pause, take it in. And then you walk each progression back, chin to chest. Lift the head, blink your eyes open, reach your arms up to the sky. Take the right hand down by your side, side body reach. And inhale, top. Reach to the top and take the left hand down, side body reach. Inhale, both arms up. Bring them right down through the center. Perhaps closing the eyes again. Giving a little nod of gratitude to yourself for coming to the practice. Time for self. And within that goodness of intention, we'll move right along. Release the hands. Come on over to all fours. And all fours, set the hands under our shoulders, knees under the hips. As we typically start, cat and cow. Move the spine back and forth. Today, finding the rhythm that works best for you. Lately, we've been starting with a little faster rhythm of cat and cow. If you're liking that, do that. Your option, of course, to go slower. I always love the repetition that comes in the warm-ups. Turns on brain and body. Oh yes, I know what this is about. Child's pose. Take the knees wide, big toes together, sit back. Walk the hands over towards the right side. Walk the hands across the center and over towards the left side. And bring it back to the middle. Back up to all fours. Downward facing dog. Tuck the toes, lift the hips. Full stretch here. Slowly pedal out the feet. Meaning bend one knee, give the other leg a good stretch and length. Take a breath or two and then switch. Do that a couple of times, back and forth. Inhale, lift the heels high up into the air and then bend the knees down low. Push your hips up and back, straighten the arms, still like downward facing dog. So you get a little more reach and extension through the spine without worrying about hips, low back, hamstrings right now. And then drop the knees all the way down to the mat. Puppy dog pose, so walk the hands further out than they already were. And again, send the chest down towards the mat, so it looks like child's pose, but you're staying propped up more in a kneeling position with your butt over the line of the knees. You can look straight down at the mat, especially if that feels best on your neck and shoulders. If it's all right with you, try looking forward past the hands. Just the hands on the ground. Try to keep the forearms, upper arm bones lifted there. And then change to cobra. So lay the belly down. Press the hands and feet down, lift the chest up. This is maybe 25% to 50% of the full height that you can do. It's the first time warming up the body. And then lie flat down again and stretch the arms out to a T shape. Keep the left arm there. Roll over your left side. Step the right foot behind you to open across the chest and hips. Some folks call this scorpion pose. It's like the foot is trying to sting up towards that left hand or even the head. And then you come back across the center, stretch the right arm straight out. Left hand can come right beside the chest. And then roll towards the right side, keeping right shoulder, hip down on the ground. And come back again to your center. Send the arms now back behind you for Shalabhasana, palms up to the sky. Lift everything like superhero. Fly, fly, fly. And then lower it down and press back to child's pose. This child's pose now nice and heavy against the mat. All right, and then change to downward dog again, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Lift the right foot about 2 feet off of the ground, not super high, just enough. And pull your knee into the chest. Hover forward, shoulders over the back of the wrist. Hold it here, round, round, round through the back. Slowly step the right foot through into your low lunge. And lift the right hand up, revolved lunge. Okay, the first side plank today comes right from here. Come all the way up to warrior 2 first. Spin the back heel down, stand up, warrior 2. And then I want you to slide the right hand down to the inside of the right foot and step your right foot back, kind of looped over the left to side plank. The trickiest part is getting back into that lunge. Look down at your right hand. Do everything that you can to step your right foot back up. Lift to warrior 2. Not playing around, right? Circle the hands on either side of the front foot. Step through plank. Lower down to the mat. Peel the chest up for cobra. You're maybe going 50 to 75% now already. And then change to downward facing dog. Let me see you on the second side. Lift the left foot about 2 feet off the ground. Pull the knee to the chest and hover forward. Shoulders over the back of the wrist. stay with that hover, nice full low mid-belly strength, and then step the foot all the way through to your low lunge. Yeah. Lift the left hand up in revolved lunge. And then lower it back down. Here's your warrior two. Spin the right heel down, come upright. Nice wide body to the long edge of your mat. And then that tricky entry into side plank. Set the left hand down to the big toe side of your foot. And swing your left foot back. I kind of wrap the ankles. It's my right foot that still is fully on the mat in the side plank. And then the harder piece, can you step the left foot back through? And if you're like, no, Betsy, set the knee down, then use both of your hands and then change to your foot. So that then we all can lift up to warrior two. And cartwheel the hands back around the front foot. Step it back to plank. Lower it down. Lift for cobra. And downward facing dog. Look forward to your hands. Step, jump, or walk to the front end of your sticky mat. Come up halfway. Forward fold. Stand all the way up, reach the arms to the sky. And greet the center. Get another little opportunity for pause. Go back to intention and awareness. Let go of the sound and the busyness in our heads and just outside of our space. Sun salutation A. Inhale, lift the arms up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Step back to plank. Lower to the mat. Cobra or up dog now. And downward facing dog. Look to your hands, move forward, maybe even try a jump. Half lift, fold, stand, reach the arms high, back to the chest. A second time, repeat. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Plank pose. Chaturanga, Bhujangasana, or Urdhva Mukha, and then Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Step or jump to the hands. Ardha Uttanasana is your half lift. Uttanasana, the forward fold. Urdhva Hastasana, stand up, reach the arms to the sky. Bring the hands back, Anjali Mudra. Breath and intention. Think belly breathing here, expand the ribs. Lower the breath out of the chest. Change to sun salutation B. Bend the knees, sit into the thighs. Utkatasana. Forward fold. Half lift. Plank pose. Lower to the mat. Your belly down, back bend. Downward facing dog. Step your right foot through, back heel down, come upright, warrior one, arms to the sky, hips, shoulders square. Stay here for one more breath. And lower the hands, go through the vinyasa to get to the other side. Remember that vinyasa can always be a hold of plank instead of the movement. Left foot forward, spin the back heel down, come upright. Breathe here. Perfectly done. Lower the hands. Plank pose. One more vinyasa through for this round. Down dog. Hold your breath right here. Hold the pose, not the breath, right here. Adding on from here, twisted down dog. Can you lift your right hand off of the ground? Balance. If that's working for you, take and hold the outside of your left leg as low as you can and look underneath that left shoulder. If you feel any instability in the shoulder here, don't hold the leg. We want our left shoulder to feel like it's lifting up, not falling down. Place the right hand back down. Do it on the second side. Lift the left hand up. And right away, if that gives you more weight into the wrist or shoulder, we've got to figure out. Grip the earth a little bit more. Press through that thumb and first finger of the right hand. Add the twist if you haven't already and are going there. And then set the left hand down. That's giving us what we need in our side plank. Again, look towards the hand, step or jump to the front of your mat. Half lift, forward fold, chair pose, bend the knees, sit into the thighs, Uttanasana. Stand up, palms together, center of the chest. Couple of breaths. Release the arms down by your side. Find a steady gaze. This is hand to big toe pose. If you like the balance of one hand against the wall, feel free to move yourself. Otherwise, I'm going to take the hands out to either direction and lift the right knee up. Take your right hand around the front of your shin and move the leg out to the side. So you're going to see a lot of hand to big toe hold today. First two fingers and thumb. Wrap it around your big toe. Anytime that doesn't work, hold on to the edge of your foot, like the pinky toe edge of your foot, or higher on the shin. Good, make your leg as straight as it'll go here. Perhaps the hardest one right away, getting it out of the equation, that standing balance. Lower it down. Second side, let's go right into it. Lift the left knee. Hold the front of the shin, lift it up a little bit higher so you get more into that passive range of motion for your hip flexor. That will help. Take the knee out to the side. Say hello to your core. Remind it to engage and strengthen. Big toe hold. And stretch the leg as straight as it'll go. Try to get taller here as you stretch out. And then take it all the way back in and down. Shake the legs out. Move to a wide stance on your yoga mat. And then wide-legged forward fold. Take the hands down in line with your shoulders. A little bend behind the knees is good. And I actually want you to drop the weight more back into your heels with that bend in the knees. And take the right hand out to your side. Twist, turn, open until that right hand can lift up to the sky. Your hips can kind of go with you here as the torso rotates as well to get the top hand all the way up. Sometimes we'll talk about keeping the hips more square and unmoving. For today, I want you to take them with you. And then switch sides. Left hand goes out to the side. And again, you're rocking your weight a little back with bent knees. If you're going more for straight legs, rock your weight forward instead so that you're not overextending through the back of the knee joint. Okay, left hand high. And again, you can let one hip kind of dip down, work within the whole body working to get as much rotation of that arm up to the sky as possible. Lower the hands back down. Now maybe propping more towards fingertips to make it easier to fully straighten the legs and send that weight forward into the toes. Walk the hands in. Let the head go down towards the ground. Nice full stretch through the back of the legs here. Find it in your calves, the meaty center part of the back of the thigh. If you're feeling a lot of pull here behind the knees or right in your butt, do take a bend in the knees to get that stretch back into the middle of the muscle. All right, hands come back to the waist, push down into your feet, come all the way upright. Triangle pose, we know this one well. Turn your right toes out. Today, I also want you to turn your back toes a little bit in so that the bony hip points both get a little bit of a rotation towards that front leg. Okay, take the right arm all the way out, hinge. And then lower it down. Hold on to your shin here. And holding on to the shin, it makes us have to double engage through the abdomen. There's less weight down on the bottom hand. And then top arm up to the sky and try to do that full rotation again. Okay, keep doing what you're doing, but listen up. Look down at your right foot. Bend your right knee and try that big toe hold again. Can you grip? First two fingers and thumb around your right big toe. And it's with the right knee bent. And then try to keep the arms open, the arms straight. And now to the degree that you can, straighten the right leg. I like to keep looking down here. Imagine how this would be side plank if we just changed where the weight and angles were. Okay, release the big toe hold, rebend the knee. Come all the way upright. Second side. So you turn the back toes in, turn the front toes now all the way out. Back toes just like 30 degrees in, just a little bit, to give us more ease in getting to that big toe hold. Okay, but remember we're starting with straight legs. 2 straight arms, 2 straight legs, hinge. And then take your left hand to the front of your shin, right arm up to the sky, that full open torso. Right fingertips right over the line of the right shoulder. So in this imagined flipping of the pose, that top hand is what is actually down on the ground for side plank. Yeah? Okay, but we're gonna look down now at the left foot and bend the left knee as much as needed to get the big toe hold. Trying to keep both arms straight. Go back towards a straighter left leg, best that you can. So it's a flipped Vashisthasana. And then you rebend, release your hold, and come all the way back up. You can straighten, turn the feet in, just heel toe it in, shake it out. All right, so you're not having to hold your balance there in terms of balancing on the hands for side plank, but it's giving us a good idea about where the legs are ready to stretch and what can fully straighten, what needs to stay a little bit bent. Let's see how that translates for the first time in side plank. Take downward facing dog. Balance on your right hand and the outside edge of the right foot. The left foot can just kind of step a little bit forward to help this out and stretch the left arm straight up to the sky. And again, we're getting that full torso rotation, top arm right over the line of the shoulder. Now from here, try hugging your left knee into your chest. Apologies if I'm saying rights and lefts wrong. Sometimes I forget when I'm on the same side as you or not, but this is left knee into your chest, and you're trying to change to get that big toe grip. And the first thing might be to shoot the legs straight out, and then rebend the knee, open the hips, let them go more towards the sky, and straighten the leg up towards the sky. Lower it all the way down. Take a little break on the knees for a moment. So friends, watch me really quickly before we go to the second side, because I noticed I got myself into this equation as well. If I take my regular down dog shape and start to play with that top leg extended, I'll start to get really short into that bottom hand. And so I want you to start with like a really elongated downward facing dog shape. So then as you turn and start with, the shoulder is way back from the line of the wrist, because I promise it's going to slowly drift forward as you start trying to add that top hand, top leg, and we don't want that. We don't want the shoulder to go past the line of the wrist. It'll be too much. So go ahead, take an elongated downward facing dog. Keep your left shoulder quite back from the line of the wrist. Hug the right knee into your chest. Try the big toe hold and shoot it straight out. Remember, that leg might not get all the way straight, just like it maybe didn't get all the way straight before. And then you try to point the knee more up towards the sky. Keep the hips as lifted as you can and lift the leg up towards the sky. Okay, let it go. Back to downward facing dog. Hardest piece of the practice right there. Let's take a little gratitude break in child's pose. Breathe in, breathe out. Then sit back on your heels, maybe even on tucked toes. Fist right at the chest and twist towards your right side. Getting that extra rotation and effort through the thoracic spine, a couple of twists back. Okay, we go across the center and to the second side. Crawl it back out to downward facing dog and into three-legged dog. Lift the right leg up into the air, three-legged dog. Step it all the way forward, come into your high lunge. Arms to the sky, high lunge. Really square through the hips and shoulders. Warrior two, spin the back heel down, open up. Side angle, elbow to knee. Sweep the top arm, palm down overhead. Keeping the top arm palm down overhead like this. Look down at your right foot. Heel toe the back foot in until you get all that weight over onto the right side. And we're changing to half moon pose with the top arm long overhead. Right fingertips down, right foot down. Lift through the left leg. Remember how we went into side plank at the very beginning of class? I want to get you back there. Set your left foot down into the long stance and swing your front foot, it should be hard, to wrap around your back foot. And then you have to step your right foot again forward by the right hand. And the whole thing goes back to your high lunge. Lift up, rotate hips, shoulders, lift the back heel. A little tricky. Hopefully the second side feels a little smoother, kind of knowing where we're going. Lower the hands, step through plank. Hold your plank pose or vinyasa here, down. Lift through cobra and downward facing dog. Three-legged dog. Lift the left leg up. Step it all the way through. Come up to high lunge. Okay, this takes us to warrior two. Spin the back heel and extend. Side angle, left elbow to the knee, top arm palm down. Kind of think about that top side of the body as staying the same, but to get into half moon pose, we got to walk the back foot in until the left hand can go down, left foot gets the weight, lift the right leg up. And we're still keeping that long reach, top arm more towards the short side of the top of the mat. And walk it back, right foot on the ground. Now left palm flat on the ground. And I'm just kind of heel toeing that left foot out of the way until I can swing it back and wrap round the right leg. Whole time top arm still there in that long side body reach. And then try to walk the left foot back. Side's always way harder for me. Pick up your back heel, rotate it all back upright to high lunge. Woo. Take the hands down, swing it to plank, lower, cobra, and child's pose. Slow exhale, breath out. And lift your torso upright. Let's give the wrists a little bit of a break. So just hands out in front of you and make some circles with the wrist. Opposite way. And then straight arms like two big stop signs. And take one hand, fingertips down to the crease of the palm. You're going to flex the hand back. Switch to the other hand. Now, if possible, rather than just covering your fingers, try to get the fingers all the way down to the base of the palm. Sometimes it's a little awkward, but we're trying to go lower. Relax your shoulders. Shake it out. This one's my favorite, like little muscle arms. But turn the fist out instead of in. And like the back of the wrist are trying to hit your ears, but the elbows are stretched out so that that can't happen. It's like punching outward a little bit. Yeah. That's a good one. Release, release, release. A little bit more on the wrist. Come to regular old full plank. Now with all of the top leg extensions, we've been taking side plank from downward facing dog. This one we're gonna do differently. We're stacking the shoulders right over the line of the wrist. I want you to let the left knee go down to the mat and then open to the side and lift the right leg up. So it's kind of like half moon pose on the bottom knee. Now, can you take right hand, hold on to the right knee. Try changing to hold on first two fingers and thumb around the big toe. And like you're kicking the long edge of your mat straight out. Before you try to take the leg up to the sky, change the hand further out away from you, bottom hand. And then open up, right knee more towards the sky, and then stretch the leg higher. So those positions need a little difference of stability in that bottom hand, bottom shoulder. Good, come out of it, back around to all fours. Again, seeing the difference, we're creating stable joint first by stacking, and then by creating space. Right shoulder stays right over the back of the right wrist. Lift the left leg up and back as you kick the, lift the left leg up and back as you kick the right leg out to the side. You can turn open like side plank. Left hand, left knee, hold each other. Here we've got that nice strong stack for support. And stretch the left leg straight out towards the long edge of your yoga mat. Set the foot down, different foundation. Take the right hand further out so that there's room for mobility to open. And as you open, then the shoulders back over the line of the wrist, yeah? As you try to stretch the left leg up to the sky. And it all comes back down, all fours. Okay, full plank, 2 feet, knees off the ground. Almost done with this. Just holding full plank. Feel as though the bony hip points are kind of pulled up towards the bottom ribs. The bottom ribs sinking down towards the top of the hips. Now with your hands, can you drag your pinky fingers away from each other while you drag the base of the hand back towards your toes? That one always really energizes low belly. And you're done. Lower the knees. Drop it back, child's pose, or just sit on the heels, whatever you need for a little bit of release. Okay, we get to take a seat and stretch your legs straight out in front of you. A few more of those hand to big toe hold positions. Right hand holds on to your right foot. You can bend the leg as needed here. And then lift the right leg up off of the mat. Try to make it straight. And try to keep your shoulders over the line of the waist. Don't let yourself sink back. Stay lifted. Other hand could go out to the side. This harkens back to that first hand to big toe pose hold where we were standing and balancing. Take the leg out to the side. And then drop it into like tree pose and fold over the extended leg. Come upright, still staying on that foot. Cross the right leg over the left. Hold the front of the shin to sit tall. And add your twist. Hold the front of the shin or take the elbow to the outside of the knee. Okay, nice easy untwist. Both legs straight out. Second side. First 2 fingers and thumb of that left hand. Hold on to the left big toe. Again, bend the knee as much as necessary to get that grip. Other hand out to the side. Try not to lean forward or back, but straight up and down. Lift the leg, extend it as much as you can. So hip flexors, low belly tend to take over here. Really breathe and open through the diaphragm. So think big belly breathing. Take it open to the side. Good, and then place the foot like tree pose. Point the knee out to the side. And our hips are still pretty square over that extended leg so that you get a really nice stretch straight down the back of the hamstrings on the right leg here. Walk yourself back upright. Take the left foot over the right. Hug in to get taller through the spine. And then take your twist. Okay, as we untwist, extend. Seated forward fold, so 2 straight legs. Think long spine here. Maybe even take that big toe hold again. If anyone happened to take the 45-minute practice yesterday, there's a whole lot of the same going on. So a nice second iteration here in our 60-minute practice today. Okay, come all the way upright. You get to lie down onto your back here. Pull the knees into your chest. Let this one be a good release for you. Just hang on to those knees. Let the back be a bit more in a released, rounded stage. Okay, and then we get to do hand to big toe pose one more time. Sole the left foot on the ground. Right fingers hold on to the right big toe. Stretch the leg straight. Take the leg out towards the side, headed towards the line of your right shoulder. I'm letting my left seat be off of the ground here to make that more doable. If you want to add in the stretch through that bottom leg and hip flexor in particular, go for the straight leg along the ground. Extend the left arm out to the side, and you'll see that same pose that we've done from standing, from seated, and in the arm balance side plank position. Go back sole of the left foot to the ground, lift the right leg up to the sky, and release. Second side, hold the left knee into the chest. Find your big toe wrap. Remember that in emphasizing that big toe wrap, we're going always to or towards a straight leg. So if you want to keep the wrap, but hamstrings, low back are not allowing today, just keep a bend in the knee, no problem at all. Let the left leg go out to the side. Again, right sit bone can be off of the ground, allowing a little bit more ease. Just like that standing forward fold that we did with the twist, letting the hips go where they need to go for the position. The challenge of balancing that out is right leg straight. And then walk it all back. As you do, release both legs down to the mat. Stretch the arms overhead so you're as long as you can possibly be from fingers down to the toes. Eagle legs. Wrap the right leg over the left. Maybe hitch the right foot behind the left calf. Eagle arms, right arm under the left. Take the knees and elbows far away from each other. Just for kicks, let's do some eagle crunches. 8 and open. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Switch it over to the other side. Left leg wraps over, left arm. And I say just for kicks, but of course there's a bigger purpose here. Go for those eagle crunches or just hold eagle on your back. 8 times here. For me, all of that hand to big toe work and externally rotating through the hips, trying to open. Can make my SI joint a little angry if I don't neutralize it. And the eagle pose helps me to come back to neutral. All right. Just hug the knees into the chest. And from here, yogis, I want you to add on 2 more poses that are right for you. If that pose has a right and left, then it's really 4 poses, yeah? So I'm going to give you yogi's choice. If you do not want a choice and you want me to tell you what to do, I will. Take windshield wipers, meaning soles of the feet as wide as the mat, and drop both knees over towards the right side so your left knee is close to the right foot. Nice stretch for the psoas here. Again, I find this a nice neutralizing position after hamstring and hip work required in all the side plank variations and hand to big toe poses that we did today. Go to the second side if you're in that windshield wiper. Again, knowing you can pick your own here. And for me, my second choice is going to be pigeon pose. If you want to add in pigeon, either on your back from the all fours position or flip over belly down, one knee forward, one leg back. Second pose, second side here if you have a second. Good, and then you take any variety of unwinding motions, setting yourself up. And find your final relaxation or stillness position, whether that be seated or laying back. Again, taking plenty of notice of the sounds around you, coming from me, maybe coming from others. Giving it a nod of acknowledgement, but then trying to let it settle deeper into the background. Really allowing body, breath, fully present playing here. If you're lying back, slowly bring awareness back to the body and come up to a seated position. Once finding your seated position, everybody nod your chin back down to the chest, and just like we started, right ear to right shoulder, and then half moon shape, just kind of rock down, go to the other side. Do this a couple of times, side to side. Just noticing if that's different. Hopefully a little more easeful for the beginning of class. Let's close together, bring palms together, thumbs to the sternum. A bit of a wish, an intention, a prayer to allow the goodness from this space to move onward into the next. We do that through the closing chant of Om. Please sing along, listen, or tune it out as you desire. Empty the breath. Take a deep breath in. I bow full gratitude to you, each other, this practice. Onward. All right, friends.